My friends, hello. We have to be a little bit secretive and a little bit quiet tonight. My little girls, they're sleeping upstairs. And we're in their playroom. These are not my toys. I promise, they're not my toys. I do like playing with them, with my girls. I promise, they are not my toys. We are in their playroom, as you can tell by the pink and the hello gorgeous. My girls are gorgeous. And I figured it fit the vibe of what our story is today. So, as you all know, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. So, we're going to talk about the dude who is the reason that we even have a Valentine's Day, St. Valentine. So, our story is set in 200s, early 200s, around 222, Italy. St. Valentine was born in Umbria, Italy. His name was Valentinus. And we're in the reign of Emperor Claudius II, otherwise known as Emperor Claudius Gothicus. And forgive my language, but Rome was a sexual cesspool. I mean, it was bad. It was, imagine the Epstein files, but instead of all of the rich, important people in the world, it was everybody. Everybody was doing the Epstein files. I'll just leave it there. It was bad. It was very bad. And the early church was trying to fight against this. And at the time, the Goths, which were a Germanic barbarian tribe, were invading from the north, from Germany, into Rome. That's why Claudius's nickname is Claudius Gothicus. He was fighting the Goths. And he makes an edict that you cannot get married. You can't get married. And there was a good reason for it. So at the time, if you were married, you were exempt from joining the military. You could stay at home. You could not become a soldier. And Claudius, he needed soldiers badly, very badly. The Goths were kind of kicking the Romans' butts. So he makes an edict. You can't get married. You have to fight. Basically, like, you have a sword, you can't have a woman. And Valentine and the church did not like this. And now we have three sources from the time. We have three, and they all kind of hit on some key points of Valentine's life. So I'm going to try and stay historical for you guys. I try and pride myself on that. And so we're in 222, and Valentine is secretly marrying young soldiers, young men, to women that they love. And he is trying to fight the sexual immorality and the sexual promiscuity at the time, and trying to get people married under the vows of Jesus Christ, through Jesus Christ. So he's converting people and then marrying them and showing them what a marriage through Christ is supposed to be. And he would do it in places like this, right? Very secretive, very low key, because if you were caught, bad things would happen to you. And eventually, Valentinus, he gets caught. So he goes to Rome, and his jailer, the judge, is questioning him, and he is literally preaching the gospel to his judge, like trying to convince the judge that Jesus is real, that this is how marriage is supposed to be. What's going on in the culture is wrong. And the judge is like, if it's true, show me some proof. So he takes his adopted daughter. Some sources say it was his lover, but those are later. The earlier sources say it was his adopted daughter. And she is blind. She can't see. That's what blind means. She can't see. And Valentinus lays his hands on her, and right in front of the judge, she can see. I mean, oh my gosh, guys, just like Joan of Arc, how many times have we talked about a saint or someone doing something incredible right in front of a non-believer's eyes? And just like Joan of Arc from yesterday, it does not matter. Who cares? The judge is like, wow, that was crazy. You're still going to die. You have to. We have to keep order. We have Gothic barbarians invading if we let you go, people are going to start to rebel and not follow our laws. So, because Valentinus is a Roman citizen, like Paul, like St. Paul, he has to get beheaded. He doesn't have to get crucified. And so his last letter, he writes to the adopted daughter that can now see, so she can read the letter now, right? And he ends it with, from your Valentine. So that's why we write from your Valentine, or you're my Valentine, right? And then he gets his head chopped off and he dies. And I bring it up because, we celebrate the holiday as if it's like, oh, it's just boxes of chocolate and going on a nice dinner date with your girl, right? The person you love, your man or your woman, the person you love. But what it really is and how it originally started was a man fighting the world and trying to bring God's values and God's laws into reality. And 2,000 years later, we celebrate him on February 14th, the day that his head got chopped off. So on the day of his death is now a day of love and romance and showing someone that you care for them. So I figured you guys would want to know, why do we even celebrate Valentine's Day? Who was Saint Valentine? Personally, as someone who very much falters and struggles with sexual promiscuity and lust, it definitely makes me feel like, man, I would have been one of those gross dudes in Rome, right? I don't know if I would have been Valentine, out there fighting for the gospel, out there trying to show the values of what God believes in. But he has inspired me to try and be a little bit better, to try and be a little bit more respectful, and to try and be a better human being who follows God's values. So the verse of the day is a classic. It's Matthew, we're back in Matthew 19:6. It says, "So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate." Once you find that woman of God, she wants to build something with you through Jesus Christ, you take it, boys. You do not let it go. You take it. Don't make the mistakes I did. Right? Follow God. Find a woman who loves God with all of her heart, mind, and soul, and be her Valentine. I love all of you. I'll see you tomorrow on Valentine's Day.